What is web designing? And is web designing actually different from web development? I know most of you'll be hearing web development, you'll be hearing web designing. So what really is web designing? What is web development? What are the similarities? What are the differences? What are the type of web design or web development? What are the categories of web design or web development? Who is a web designer? Who is a web developer? How much can a web designer charge? How much can a web developer charge? What kind of website can a web designer design, and what kind of website can a web developer develop? These are what I will be teaching you in the course of this training. So please do not miss this training any day. Today is just like an introduction to web designing, and trust me, this is a journey that you will be grateful for at the end of this very training. Tech girls, tech guys, whether you are a married woman, you are a single mom sitting at home, you can actually learn web designing. If you learn web designing, you can be making money with it. Yes, companies out there are really in need of tech people. So if you happen to be a developer or a designer, kudos to you. Trust me, you'll start making money. But let's not talk about the money aspect. Let's talk about the knowledge. The first thing you need is to acquire the knowledge. You must be a professional in this field. If you are not a professional in this field, trust me, nobody is going to hire you. Nobody is going to contract you. In the course of this training, I'll be telling you how much I've made so far as a web developer and as a web designer or as an IT consultant. How much can you really charge per project? What kind of website can you create? Is there limitation to what you can do, or is there limit to what you can do? This is what I'll be telling you. Now, I have made different videos on tech skills, but this one is exceptional, trust me, because web designer or web developers, they are in need of them every day. Companies, both international and local companies, need the services of these great tech people. So you've taken a decision to learn web designing or to become a web designer. Congratulations. Trust me, it won't be an easy journey, but as we start this journey, it will become very easy. So I want you to have it in your mind that you are going to finish this well and you'll be certified a web designer, and you can start making money from web designing. Trust me, you can build any project. If you can think it, or if your client can take it, then you can build that website for them. Having known this, now let's talk about what is web designing and what is web development. Now, as the name implies, web designing is the process or an art of building a website, designing a website using CMS. What is CMS? Content Management System. In the other hand, web development is the process of developing a website using coding. So we have the designing aspect, we have the development aspect. A web designer designs a website using CMS platform. Like I said, CMS is called Content Management System. Examples of this CMS is WordPress, Joomla, Wiz, TV, Square, as the case may be. Now, if you are developing a website, you are actually developing using pure coding, like maybe basic coding of HTML, CSS, PHP, JavaScript, bootstrapping. Yeah. Now, in web development, we have what we call the front end and the back end. We have front end developers, we have back end developers. While in web designing, you actually focus majorly on the front end aspect because you are making use of CMS, which is Content Management System. Is that okay? So a web developer actually develop a website. It's either you are a front end developer or you are a back end developer. If you want to go into web development, you need the idea of HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. If you want to go into front end development, you need the idea of basic HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JS. These are what you need if you want to be a front end developer. While if you want to be a back end developer, you need at least PHP, you need JS, which is JavaScript, you need Node.js, there is Angular, as the case may be. Now, development is kind of broad and is wide. The reason why some persons actually go for the designing aspect instead of the development aspect is some of them don't really have time because it will require you to build or to write codes. Writing of code is writing everything from your head. I'm going to teach you how you can design a website from scratch. So you are going to conceive the idea. Is that okay? You are conceiving the idea and we are going to build it from scratch. What is a website and what are the types of websites? Like how a layman will tell you a website is a place where we go get information, or a website is a combination of web pages. All these are correct information about website, but you need to know what are the two major types of websites. We have the static website and we have the dynamic website. I'm going to explain static website using an example. Look at this mouse. This mouse is just standing here. If you come here the next 5 minutes, you are seeing this mouse. If you come here in the next 10 minutes, you are seeing this mouse. If you come here in the next 1 hour, it still remain in this position. So this position is called what? Static. A static website is that kind of website that don't easily change. It remains there. Its content is there for a very long time. It can be 1 week, it can be 1 month, it can be 1 year. Maybe after that, the person can just come and change a content. That is static. The other and dynamic. Anything that moves, that changes every minute, every time is called dynamic. So a dynamic website is that kind of website that changes often. This website changing often. If you go and check the website in the next 5 minutes, you see that the content you are seeing yesterday or in the past 5 minutes will not be the content you are going to see again, because they are going to change it. Examples of a static website is like your personal portfolio. I have told you what a portfolio is. Now, examples of a dynamic website is just like entertainment website, like blog, news website, as the case may be. So because you update its content every time. So these are the two major types of websites, dynamic and static websites. What are now the categories of websites? Number one category of website, we have business websites. We have corporate websites. We have organizational websites. We have NGO websites. We have finance websites. We have entertainment websites. We have social websites. We have e-commerce websites. Now, I'm going to elaborate more on e-commerce. If we mean e-commerce, we're talking about online shop. When it comes to e-commerce, we have two major types of e-commerce websites. We have the vendor e-commerce shop and we have the multi-vendor e-commerce shop. I'm going to explain these two things for you so that you don't get confused. Using a physical example, when you go get biscuits or gari or bread in a kiosk, like a retailer, they sell it for you. You can only go there and buy what they sell. You cannot sell your product in their shop. So they are retailers. We call them vendors. They only sell out. You cannot sell with them. Then multi-vendor, as the word implies, multi-vendor. Physical example of multi-vendor is your ShopRite. ShopRite is just like a building where you have different kind of shop. You go to ShopRite to purchase a space in order for you to include your shop there. So every other shops in that ShopRite, in that building, makes it ShopRite. That is the same thing as multi-vendor website. A multi-vendor website is that kind of website where people can come and create an account, or they can come and create a space on that very shop for them to advertise or sell their product. Example of a multi-vendor e-commerce website is your jumia.com.ng or your Alibaba or your Temu, as the case may be. So these are the examples of multi-vendor, because you can actually go there, create a space and sell your product. Is that okay? When we talk about entertainment website, we talk about a blog website, we talk about vlogging. An entertainment website is that kind of website that you go and load some music, some videos, or you get news information, as the case may be. An example of this entertainment website is like your popular website, NigerLoaded.com, exclusive, as the case may be. These are the examples of entertainment website, and most of them, they are blog sites. So when you want to build a blog site is actually like a personal website where you can pass information to people, either news, music, or downloadable materials. Now we have vlogging. Vlogging is just for you to showcase your activities, or maybe it can be like you are traveling, you just want to show people your travel journeys and the rest. That is vlogging. Vlogging are just like personal websites. Business website, NGO website, corporate website works in hand. You know what is NGO, non-governmental organization? These are the kind of websites you build for charitable foundation, as the case may be. Finance website include like your bank website, your career website, your investment website, as the case may be. So I just needed to cite this out so that you know what are the types of websites we have. There are two ways of building a website. We have the offline way and the online way. If you want to build a website offline, these are the materials or these are the equipments you need. Number one, you need a laptop. Number two, you need a local server, which is called XAMPP. A local server is an offline representation of an online server. I come again. A local server is an offline representation of an online server. So it means you can view your website offline as if you are online. That is a local server. You need your text editor. Text editors are those softwares that enables you to write codes or edit codes. Example of this text editor is Notepad++, Sublime Text, VS Code, Atom, Bracket. So these are the things you need. If you want to build your website online, then you need a laptop, you need data, you need a hosting account which you will get your cPanel, then you can start building. Is that okay? So these are the ways you can build a website, whether you want to code or you want to design. But in the course of this training, I'll be teaching you web designing and not web development. But I'm going to give you a little introduction to web development, basic HTML and CSS. The reason why I'm going to do this because there are some terminology I'll be mentioning or I will mention in course of this class, and you need to get familiar with them. Like when I tell you change the padding, change the margin, so that it won't sound strange to you. What is margin? What is padding? What is this? What is height? What is line? Is that okay? So I'm going to take you through basic coding so that you get familiar with a little bit of program, because I can't really start teaching you programming. You can't use 1 month to learn programming. So that's why I want to take you to web designing. The reason why I want to teach you web designing so that you can learn web designing, give yourself 3 months, start making money with it, then you can go and enroll yourself in a full web development class. Am I saying web designing is bad? No, web designing is not bad. Like I told you, the difference between web designing and web development is just design and development. Is that okay? A web designer, like I said, is a person who designs a website using the help of CMS, and a web developer is that person who develop a website coding. Someone who designs website is called a web designer. Someone who develops website is called web developer. So in the course of this training, I'll be teaching you web designing, and we'll be using a CMS application called WordPress. I know you must have heard about WordPress. So assignment 1 for you, what is WordPress? Drop the answer on the comment section. What is WordPress? Is that okay? Now we have 2 types of WordPress. We have WordPress.com and we have WordPress.org. WordPress.com is what they've been using before to build blog websites and other mini kind of website, but there were limitations. If you are using WordPress.com, you cannot really have access to your database. You cannot really have access to all your files. So community of developers sat down and they thought, okay, how can we modify this? They came about WordPress.org. With WordPress.org, you can have access to every of your database. You can have access to every of your file. All you need to do is buy a hosting account, buy a domain name, install your WordPress and start designing. So we may be using online way of designing for this training, but I'm going to introduce you to how you can actually build your work offline if you don't have data. So for you to build your work online, you need an online server. There are free hosting accounts there. So I'm going to make my research and show you the free hosting you can use so that we can all build online. Because if I ask you to build offline, you will have some limitation. What are the things needed for this very class? Like I said, number 1, you need your laptop. Then I'm going to send you the applications. We need a WordPress dashboard. We need Elementor Builder, Elementor Page Builder. I will need some plugins. Now, WordPress, Elementor, and the plugins, I'm going to send them on the group chat on Telegram. So you are going to download them on your laptop. So I'm going to give a step-by-step installation process where you can do that. Is that okay? So all you need to do is just make yourself available on the platform so that you can get these materials needed for this very class. If you learn web designing and you are a professional in this very field, you'll be making cool money if you start getting gigs. Remember this, no one will give you a job if you are not a professional in this very field. So meaning you must be a professional before they can actually contract you. You see, I am stressing on this being a professional. You must be a professional before anybody can actually contract you. So if you are not good in that very field, trust me, nobody will contract you. There is money in tech, there is money in tech, but you must be good for someone to contract you. Now, when it comes to this, our line of business here, web designing and web development, we work based on recommendation. It is when you've worked for someone and you do a good job, the person is going to recommend you out. I have worked for so many international companies that I don't know them. They just tell me, hi, is this Omatech? We got your contact from so company. Are those companies that linked me to them, they actually got my detail from so person. So you see, if you are not good, nobody will recommend you. And once you start getting recommendations, trust me, you start making good money. So please, while learning this, be very serious. It will come to a stage where everything will look so tiring, but please, I beg you, cross that bridge, because we are actually investing in your future. I learned my own 2015, so I can say it's more than 10 years now in this field. So it's not going to be a day job. 1 month will not be okay for you. I'm going to try my best and make sure that you have a good foundation, so that as time goes on, you can advance yourself. Or you want to pay for a private class later after the end of the training, fine, you can pay for a private class. But I want you to know that 1 month will not guarantee you that you are a web designer. You cannot be certified a web designer 1 month. At least 3 months. I guarantee you 3 months, you should be a professional in the field. But for this 1 month, I will try my best and make sure that, yes, 50% you can actually build a full functional website. With web design, you can build any kind of website. Don't misquote me. With web design, you can build any kind of website. NGO website, investment website, company website, logistic, career, e-commerce, personal website, organizational website, as the case may be. And now I'm going to be showing you examples of website and the kind of website you can build using web designing. So this is going to be a beautiful journey, and trust me, if you stay to the end of this journey, you're going to smile at the end of the tunnel. Is that okay? I congratulate you for joining this web designing class, and I believe in you. I know you are going to break out. I know you are going to be a professional in this field later. So if you don't want to miss out from the class, from the next class, in the next class, we are going to start pure practical. So if you don't want to miss out from the next class, I want you to smash the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, so that you'll be first to receive the next video. Like this video. Go to the comment section. I give an assignment. What is WordPress? Drop the answer there. Share this video to as many you want them to benefit from this class. I will see you in the next class.